वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् वागर्थविव सम्पृक्तो वागर्थ प्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ सरस्वती महामाये वरदे कामरूपिणी कक्षारम्भ करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ओम नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। Namaste. So yesterday we have talked about the Hatha Yoga. So according to Ghiranda Samhita, the 7 limbs of Hatha Yoga are explained. Shodhanam, Dridata chaiva, Stairyam, Dhairyam cha Laghavam, Pratyaksham cha, Niliptam cha, Ghatasya, Sapta Sadhanam. So purification, physical and mental strength, stability, then patience, and pratyaksha means clear perception, right? And in the last, nirliptam, detachment. So these are the 7 limbs, and for 7 of them there are different 7 practices given there, and that is Satkriya practice, then Asan practice, Mudra and Bandha, and then the practice of Pratyahar, then practice of Pranayam, which is called Laghavam, right? And then come the practice of Dharana, and then Dhyan, Samadhi, contemplation, so which brings the Nirliptam state, right? So these are the 7 limbs of Hatha Yoga. Now, we will talk about the second path, which is called Astanga Yoga, right? So, second one is called Astanga Yoga here. So, there is a similarity in the Hatha Yoga and Astanga Yoga, just few things are different. So, Astanga. So what is Astanga Yoga? Ast means 8, Anga means limbs of yoga. Eight limbs of yoga: Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. So, antarang sadhana, niyam, asan, pranayam, 4 of them they are known as bahiranga sadhana. So, bahiranga sadhana means external practices. Okay, external practices. And then pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So, half of the part of pratyahar comes into bahirang, and then mainly the real pratyahar happens from within. So, that's why this practice went into antaranga sadhana. So, antarang means internal practice, right? So, the practice of sense withdrawal starts from the outside, but then the real mastery of the sense withdrawal begins from within, inside. So, that's why it is antaranga sadhana as internal practice, right? So, 4 are external practices and 4 are internal practices, and these are the 8 limbs of yoga from the 2nd chapter of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Is that clear? Yes. Now, let us understand what are the yam. So, yam are 5 types: ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. Ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. So, 5 ethics, 5, like what we say, moral discipline for ourselves. So, we can say in one way it is called the discipline for ourselves, and for others the behavior with ourselves and with others. How our behavior should be there during our practice when we are as a practitioner. When we are as a practitioner, then how to practice them. So, it says that Sarvabhaumah Mahavratam. So, Sarvabhauma means like it is for, in general, for everyone, all these Mahavrats. So, they are called great vows. Like when we take the, like any kind of vow in our life, any determination in our life. So, we do specially for, like what we say, specific purpose and for a specific reason. But here it says, like it is always there if we really need any kind of success in our life. So, we need to follow such disciplines and like morality and ethics should be there in our life. So the first one is called Ahimsa. So what is Ahimsa? Ahimsa is called non-violence. What is Ahimsa? Non-violence. So we should practice non-violence as a practitioner. It should be part of our life. When we become practitioner, then non-violence should be the first priority. With all the creatures, not only just to myself or to humans, to the all creatures in this universe. All the beings in this universe. I will be non-violent to myself and to others. There is a saying, Ahimsa paramo dharmaha dharmahinsa tathaivacha. Ahimsa is a supreme righteousness, righteous duty. Non-violence is a supreme righteousness. Dharmahinsa tathaivacha says, and for the protection of the well-being of all, for the protection of dharma, righteousness, if any violence is happening, then that violence is not violence. It won't count as a violence because it is happening for the purpose of protection of well-being of all the universes, right? We will protect them. So for that purpose, if any hinsa, any violence happens, then that violence doesn't count as a violence. It still remain as a seva, as a service of the divine. But if anything, any violence we are doing for the purpose of selfishness, then definitely it is counted as a violence and it will affect our practice, our sadhana. Now, any type of hinsa, physical, mental, verbal, and any kind of violence should be avoided. So what is physical violence? Physical violence is with body, like if I am harming my own body or hurting my own body, or if I am harming or hurting on others' body for no reason. No reason means if we are giving little harm or hurt to our body for the purpose of tolerance, and with that tolerance we are going to reach higher goal, then that's fine. Because so many people then start asking the question, then like why we are giving our to our body pain then while doing asana practice. Like in the asana practice, what happens? The stretch comes, and because of the stretch, the soreness is felt. Sometimes the pain is felt, and pain goes for a long time. So many people say, like, why do we do violence here? Because we are hurting our body. But here, huh? We are supposed to, but I am saying some people are saying that. So when some people are saying that, so there is an answer for that is, like when something is done for any, like what we say, higher goal, for higher purpose, then that higher purpose will become as, for that higher purpose when we are tolerating the pain, it will become as tapasya, it will become as austerity, right? So for that purpose, it won't count as a violence, right? So physically, mentally means we should not even have the thought in our mind of any violence. If we are not able to control immediately, then slowly, one day, another day. So like day by day, we need to change something in our mind, that we don't think negative about anyone. We don't think negative about myself. We don't have any kind of negative thoughts towards anybody. Then what will happen? This will become as a practice non-violence. And then comes verbal. So verbal means do not say any kind of bad words to anyone, and do not say the bad words to yourself as well. So this will be verbal violence if we are saying that. So physically, mentally, verbally, we need to remain aware of the non-violence, that we are following the non-violence and we are not doing any violence. So that will be ahimsa practice. And according to sage Patanjali, he says ahimsa pratisthayam tat sannidho vairityagah. With the practice of non-violence, non-eneminess is achieved. Non-eneminess will be achieved. So, what is non-eneminess? No one is our enemy. In this whole universe, no one will be our enemy. But how is that possible? First we have to practice it. Even a little insect, a mosquito, there shouldn't be need of killing the mosquito too, as a practitioner. Right? It's hard to apply, easy to speak. Is that clear? Easily we can speak about it, but hard to apply. But how will be that possible? Then people say that like, oh, so you mean let the mosquito eat our body? Right? Let the mosquito make us sick. But actually, when we become practitioner and we go deeply into our practice and our practice become firmly grounded, then what happened? Automatically the aura, the energy is created in our body that any insect, any animals or any being in this universe doesn't hurt us or harm us. Why? Because we have also created that loving energy, caring energy, the pure energy within us, that what we attract the purity, we attract that careless, like so, that careness, and we attract this love towards us from all the other beings. Is that clear? So that how ahimsa should be followed. Long time back, yogis, they were not practicing in the yoga hall and they did not have the fancy yoga mat. Right? Nowadays with a lot of, like what we say, colors and lot of paintings and all these things in it. At that time they were having the grass asana. They were having the asana of blanket. They were having the asana of skin. But not the, like what we say, the skin of the animals that they are killing them and then having. No. The dead animals who were already there, dead, and then their skin they were taking out, and then out of that they were creating the mat. Why? Because against the gravity the mat was working. So for that purpose they have like only that mat, grass, or like what we say, the animal's skin there. So they were practicing on that, and in the jungle there was no protection of the wall, there was no cleaning. So definitely any kind of insect can come, like ant, or like what we say, flies, butterflies, right? Many other, also these like mosquitoes and like snakes, scorpio, all of these insects, they could come and could disturb. But if they are keep on protecting themselves and keeping their eyes open and watching all the time what is coming towards them, will they be able to practice? No possible, right? Because eyes are open and we are always worried. So how will the dhyan happen? How will the concentration happen when my mind is busy outside, worried about the protection? I will not be able to concentrate, focus. So first thing, they were from inside, they were creating a big protection wall in the form of positivity, and this positivity was helping, and then the yogis, the monks, they were practicing deeply. Is that clear? So for that purpose they were following ahimsa.